Welcome to Fantasy Legends, my name's Scott, and today we're going to rank all of the trances in Final Fantasy IX in terms of what character I think has the best trance and which has the worst. This won't be based on, obviously, who is the best in combat, but just literally based solely on their trance. Obviously, this subject's going to be very subjective. You can either agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let me know in the comments down below, which trance is your favourite, which you didn't like. Also, I would ask if you could please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. Now, let's get on with the video. At number 8, we have Dagger's Trance. Now, this one I personally don't use very much, and obviously I'll go over my reasons why. Let's first say what the actual trance does, which it gives Dagger the command of Eidolon rather than the summon command. This gives the opportunity for the summon to give the full-length animations that actually make the stronger attacked summons, which sounds good in general, and to be honest with you, it does have some uses. It also comes with an added bonus that sometimes the summon will return during battle for free, which is nice, I suppose. But the reason I don't like it is that Dagger, especially at certain parts of the game, as we know, and without spoiling the story too much, goes mute. In this time period of the game, which is quite considerable, she can't use this trance ability at all, and it's why it's at the bottom of my list. At number 7, we have Quina's Trance. Now, this one alters the eat command for the cook command. Now, what happens with this is that normally when you can eat an enemy is at 25% of its health. Now, this doubles to 50% when it's in the cook command. This is very good for certain parts of the game, obviously, when you're trying to get Quina's skills. However, it basically becomes obsolete once you have those skills, and it's why it's so low on this list. However, I can see why it'd be higher on some people's lists, as Quina's skills can be hard to get from certain enemies. So with this one, it is very, very subjective. At number 6, we have Steiner's Stance. Now, this one doesn't actually give you a new skill. It only triples the attack power stat of Steiner himself. Now, this can be very useful in certain areas of the game, as you can just powerhouse through enemies when you're in trance. However, it is limited in very other circumstances due to the fact that not all enemies are weak in this game against physical damage. So that sort of temperaments how useful the skill actually is. Another downside to this is when you have the blood sword, it actually only increases by 50% as well, which isn't that good either. Also, the fact that this game is also capped at 9999 damage doesn't help this trance at all, because obviously once you hit that max power stat, you're not going to increase even if you're in trance. So it's literally capped at 999, which makes it one of the less powerful ones on this list, as a single attack is just a single attack. At number 5, we have Freya's Trance. Now, this one is actually quite useful in lots of circumstances, as her jump ability can now attack all enemies while she's in the trance state, whereas normally it can only attack one enemy. It makes it brilliant for avoiding damage, as once she's in jump, she can't actually be attacked by most enemies, as well as the fact that you can do incredible damage as you're hitting all 3 enemies at once. The one thing I would say about this, however, is the fact that you can still get attacked by your other characters. So though it is great for Freya in terms of avoiding damages, this trance is not brilliant if you're trying to make sure all the rest of the party members survive, especially if you've got, magic healers or damage dealers in your party that are weaker against physical attacks than Freya herself. At number 4, we have Amarant's Trance. Now, this one also is very similar to Freya's Trance, where it allows the ability Flare, in this case, to be replaced by Elan, which means that you can use this command, or the Flare commands, on all targets, all enemies, basically, instead of one enemy. The reason this beats Freya's one, in my opinion, is the versatility of it. Basically, Flare has a lot more commands than, obviously, just the jump command. So that's what gives Amarant the edge here. Some of his commands are incredibly useful, like No Mercy, Spare Change. I'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. Please do let me know, because Amarant's one of those ones that not everyone uses in their party, so I'd love to know what you guys think about his trance. At number 3, we have Zidane's trance. Now, this one is incredibly powerful and actually gets more powerful the more skills you learn. The way this trance works is that the skill command is replaced with Dyne. That skill that basically he can use certain powers to attack the enemy with. For example, free energy is the lowest one that you get. And that one has an explosive physical damage attack. That damages the monster 150 times the regular physical attack of Zidane. Now, it does actually go up to 400% when you get to his probably best skill, which is Grand Lethal. And this one has 400%, like I say, of the strength level of Zidane, which is, just a powerhouse. The one disadvantage to this trance that I find is that some of the bosses or enemies have very rare stills, and obviously the still command is taken from you when you're trying to use your trance. So it's a bit of a catch-22 if you go into trance when you actually want to steal from the enemy. So it can be a double-edged sword there. At number 2, we have Eiko's Trance. Now, this one replaces the white magic command with double white magic. Now, this allows you to cast 2 white magic spells in concession, with both of them obviously still costing the full amount of MP. However, what makes this really strong is that basically you're almost invincible if she's got all her skills, because you can literally just revive, heal, and not many enemies will be able to touch you while she's in her trance. Now, the disadvantage to this is that there's no actual damage being given to the enemy while she's using her trance. So what you really need is strong damage dealers with her, like Steiner or Vivi or even Amarant. This would allow you to use her trance to its full abilities, healing the party while they just pound on the enemy. Now we finally got to number 1 of my list, and that is Vivi's Double Magic. Now, this one works exactly the same as Eiko's, except for the fact that it's black magic rather than white magic, which means it's all about damage dealing here. What makes this a really incredible trance is the fact that you can use meteor or flare with this, and it really does damage the enemy so much. You can just keep attacking. It's one of the best abilities in the game, to be honest with you, for me. And once he's in trance, I find him unstoppable. The disadvantage to his trance, obviously, is the fact that it's very high cost of MP when you're using these high-level skills. So what I would suggest is have a party member just keep giving him ethers, high ethers, all that sort of stuff, just to make sure that he's always topped up, so that he's just ready to keep attacking the enemy. So there you have it. That's my ranking for the trances in Final Fantasy IX. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Did you like the trance element? Did you use it a lot in the game, or did you not really like it compared to limit breaks and things like that? Please let me know in the comments down below. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for listening.